contracts with 10,000 hospitals. Why? The Ronald McDonald House. I have so many, a lot of the fast food stuff lately. If y'all saw my video on the KFC's newest commercial where they're dipping that person down, they're coming up as a chicken tender. Have you looked up Soylent Green?
Hey,
S-O-Y.
Back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. Happy Saturday. Getting a late start to the video. Had to do some things because my mind I woke up with, it was down. The energy was low. Had to get out, do some things. We'll get into that at the end of the video. How I turned my mood around and how you guys are watching a video because I damn near didn't post today. But I went out, got some chores done. The vibe changed. I ain't gonna talk too much though. We'll say that for the end of the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So you're telling me, a whole tech executive, his wife, his 3 kids, all unalived in this helicopter because the pilot decided to take off and didn't have any fuel? They said the pilot said that they were running out of fuel. Come on now. How did that even happen? Something's not adding up. The guy who was unalived on this helicopter wasn't just a random guy, y'all. His name was Agustin Escobar. He was the CEO of Siemens Spain.
What?
That's a major international tech company. It's crazy. They had just landed in New York from Barcelona that morning. And later on in the day, was unalived from a helicopter. Out of fuel my ass. How do you fly a whole tourist helicopter over the Hudson River and not know that you were out of fuel? Make it make sense, y'all. Please, make it make sense. They didn't have no emergency route. They didn't have no emergency landing. They don't check shit like that before they even take off. Now here's the kicker. The people who were eyewitness that said they seen the whole thing said that the helicopter just broke into pieces in mid-air, y'all. They said they heard like a sonic boom. That don't sound like a crash to me. That sound like something hit it or something malfunctioned. Like, how did that even happen? Now, I know helicopters, planes, anything can malfunction, but not out the random. That's why you got routine inspections. So if this thing was at the point of just crumbling like that in mid-air, how was it even eligible to take off? How was it even eligible for people to get on that jump? So that's not making sense to me, y'all. I'm not saying it's a setup. I'm just saying powerful people seem to disappear or get caught up in situations like this a lot. The history goes deep. Somebody knows something, or I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. This shit crazy.
Take your children out to school. I'm a former educator of 24 years. They stopped teaching them years ago. You just didn't know.
Yes, that's true.
You just didn't know. Education went to hell years ago. They taught them compliance. They stopped teaching them to think. Analytical thought went out the window with state exams. Those state exams are just being used to track your children, to determine who's going to college, to train them to support this godforsaken system, or the rest that's going elsewhere. They have pushed us into prison. I don't care how you look at it. If you're in corporate America, you're imprisoned by your lifestyle. If you're in the government, you're imprisoned by your job with good benefits. You understand? If you are on subsidy, you're imprisoned by their benefits. We have to get out their system, pull yourself out, pull your dollars out, and level it.
Constitutionally, you have found that it is illegal for anyone to be charged a property tax on their real estate.
Yes, that is why the 16th Amendment says you can tax an income. You cannot tax property. We are at the tipping point. The property values have skyrocketed. In the last 5 years, 21.25 trillion of property overvaluation has occurred. Look at what's happened and what caused it to skyrocket. It wasn't the market. It was the fraud at the hands of these school districts. What's hidden from the public is how much school bond debt is associated on a per household basis across the United States. But the answer to that is about $5 trillion worth of bond fraud, from which in 2024, the system stole $450 billion from the property owners. These chief appraisers actually go to retreats and teach each other how to screw over the citizens of the states that they are operating in. And that's why the values of your houses in today's market are pure fraud. It can't be the average price when the median household income, being the average, can't afford it. There's no justification for what they're doing. I kid you not, it's over 15 pages of laws that have been broken here. It's as crooked can be. The whole system is a Ponzi scheme. They're hiding the truth from the public. So we're coming after them criminally, and we're coming after them through the U.S. Supreme Court.
Today, Taiwan Semiconductor is announcing that they will be investing at least $100 billion in new capital in the United States over the next short period of time to build state-of-the-art semiconductor manufacturing facilities. I think mostly it's going to be in Arizona, which is what I understand, which is a great state. This $100 billion in new investment will go into building 5 cutting-edge fabrication facilities in the great state that we just discussed, Arizona, and will create thousands of jobs, many thousands of jobs, and high-paying jobs. In total, today's announcement brings Taiwan Semiconductor investments to about $165 billion they've started already, among the largest new foreign direct investments in the United States.
This is what you guys signed up for with your billion-year contract. You guys signed a billion-year contract. See how they cross the street just to go around me? Look at you. They just got off the bus. Look at them. Tell me this isn't a cult.
Hold on. A billion-year contract, work 110 hours per week, paid 47. What? You're paid $47 a week for working 110 hours? Scientology? I've seen this guy's YouTube videos. He stands out there and just busts their balls all day.
And where's Shelly?
It's crazy.
Has anyone seen Shelly? Not a single person has seen Shelly. Not a single person has seen Shelly.
Again?
Mind your business.
Huh?
Mind your business.
What is your problem
Mind
again?
your business.
I'm talking
you know
to
what
you.
my problem is? Scientologists, and where's Shelly at? Where's Shelly?
What was that?
Where's Shelly at?
What was that?
Where's Shelly?
I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about. I truly
Look
don't.
at the Sea Org weirdos. Look at the
was
side.
that?
Get out of my way. Don't you get in my face. Don't you get in my face. You touch me, I have a right to defend myself, and I sure as fuck will. Look at all of them.
All right.
Look at them. Look at all these cult members. What are your families? Every one of your families are embarrassed of you. Don't push him into me. I can walk down the street. You don't own this fucking street.
Good idea. You cannot
Mind
let
your
the block
business.
in the sidewalk too,
Don't
right?
touch me again.
All
Don't
right.
touch me again.
All right.
Don't touch me again.
What, are you gonna
Get out
push
of
me
my
or
fucking
something?
face.
Are you
Get out
gonna
of my
push?
In the months like last year. Okay. I guess I'm not gonna walk that way.
Candace Owens just released a video addressing in great detail everything that's going on between Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, and it gave me full body chills. If you've been keeping up with Candace Owens, you know that she's become a pretty dependable and enjoyable source for pop culture information because she has cut through so much of the PR nonsense that makes it so it's not even fun to keep up with celebrities. And she's brought to light a lot of the crazy, dark, weird, evil things that happen behind the scenes in Hollywood. She said that she has a source from the inside saying that Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber are under a full black propaganda attack right now. For whatever reason, they are being completely targeted by the media, being made to look like they're at odds, being made to look like they're crazy, being made to look like they're approaching a split, but it is a black propaganda attack. Candace talks about if she were Justin Bieber, she would pick up and leave LA immediately. She would speak out about everything that's happening, and she would save himself and save his family. She also says that she thinks he is completely bound by Hollywood right now, bound by contracts he signed when he was a child, not able to really sever himself legally from everything going on in Hollywood, everything going on in the media, because of agreements that he made when he was too young to even understand what he was agreeing to.
I was a big believer that Harvey Weinstein was guilty. I was like a big believer because I was like, there's no way he's not. There's way too many people speaking out. And then I finally got into the case and I was like, this is insane. Harvey Weinstein was just hung on the Me Too movement. Like,
wait, are you serious?
Yeah. I've been speaking to Harvey Weinstein for 2 years.
Come on.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is like you want to go down a freaking rabbit hole. But this is what they do. Movements get really big and then they find someone to hang. And Harvey Weinstein was an easy person to hang because he was immoral. He was like running the peninsula like it was a brothel. Like, you know, women who were sleeping with him. There's no question that like he was.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
He's a scumbag.
You need some nuance
But
here.
Yeah, I got it.
He
I
didn't
understand.
a girl, but
Got it,
you
but
know,
he's a scumbag.
Oh, there's
yeah,
no,
because I mean, he's a legendary scumbag.
I mean, like he was sleeping with everyone. Everyone who wanted to have a part was throwing themselves at him. But that's the point. He had the power, and they wanted roles, and they slept with him. But the media not telling us, because nobody even knows, because there were so many women who spoke out. Like, who actually put him in prison? What was the case? What was the story? And I went back after I spoke to him, and I was like, he's got to be guilty of something. And it blew my mind, like how much the media can make you think you're getting information when actually you're getting nothing. You're getting nothing. They just like inundate you. This woman spoke out, and she hates Harvey, and he said he grabbed her butt, and she said blah, blah, blah. None of these people brought this into the courtroom. They were just saying this at the same time. And the ones that brought it into the courtroom, they were getting their cases dismissed for very valid reasons because they couldn't describe his penis, which is unique and one of a kind because he had gangrene and he had his balls removed. So they were all saying he made me fondle his balls, but Harvey Weinstein doesn't have balls. So one by one, these women just got plucked out of the courtroom because they couldn't describe the fact they were describing him it didn't exist. He got gangrene in the 90s, which ended up being a lifesaver for him in the courtroom when all these women just wanted money.
What?
It's the story is nuts. Or no nuts.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
No, it's insane. It's insane. You have to watch my Harvey series that we just started. And then you have the only 3 girls wound up putting him away, right? For 26 years. You look at the cases, it's no nuts. It's no nuts. It literally, you're telling me he hit you, and then you had a 5-year consensual affair with him, and you took your mom to meet him. I'm reading these emails, and I'm going, what is this? What is the court? Like, is it just everything a banana report? Is this all about social justice and not real justice? And I say this as someone who has said to Harvey multiple times, listen, I'll tell you, I think you're a bad person. Wouldn't want you to be I told him, I wouldn't want you to be my husband. I think you're immoral. I think you put yourself in the circumstance to even let this happen because you were cheating on your wife, right? And you definitely abused your power. There's no question. Like, if you have me on the jury and you're like, did this man abuse his power? I'd be like, absolutely.
Right. But is he a rapist?
We stop at rapist. We stop at rapist. And that is crazy that his children have to grow up thinking that their father was a rapist, as opposed to being like, my father was immoral and cheated on my mom nonstop.
What's going on in Hollywood, y'all? Kanye West said that Justin Bieber and Harry Styles both was hitting Taylor Swift from the back, y'all. And this man even said he was mad at them because they didn't call him up because he wanted to join in. Y'all remember the other day this man said he liked watching. So I don't know if he really wanted to join in or he just wanted them to hit her so he can watch. He literally said this verbatim on Twitter. He said Justin and Harry hit Taylor Swift from both sides and they ain't called me. Taylor said, you got me chopped. She ain't fucking around, y'all. She hit Kanye with a cease and desist swiftly. She said all that shit he just wrote on there is false, defamatory, and it's SH. I'm not gonna lie, at this point it's seeming like this man a little obsessed. He's still back in the 2009 era. This man wilding out for respect. He let that clout get to his head. He is pushing like 50. He trying to stay relevant into the end of time. This man gonna fuck around and get sued. Imagine you went online and told all of 1 million people that Taylor Swift let Justin Bieber and Harry Styles put the leg up, and that you know is true in fact, and all these people start believing it. She got a case to sue your ass. That's crazy, fool. The question I got for y'all that y'all need to leave down below in the comments is, do y'all think Kanye trolling? Do you think he trying to get clout? Or you think half of the shit he's saying is really true. He's spilling the Hollywood tea.
What's going on in this Hollywood? Like, what is going on? Like, it's just watching that made me just like, what are they distracting us from? What is going on? Why are they like? It's weird, y'all. Like, who is still this day dreaming of becoming a superstar in Hollywood? Like, you have to be the most twisted in music, and because they all do it, y'all. They all do it. Country, jazz, they all do it, right? You have to get to that level. You got to do something. Like, who's still throwing these parties knowing that one day this is going to come back and throw you under the bus and you're in prison for the rest of your life? Like, who still wants to do this? Do they not like think forward? Like, I'm throwing these parties now. Like, you think you're going to be invincible forever? No. Like, what are these people's mindset to want to go into Hollywood when all you see is drama? Like, I don't understand it, y'all. I don't understand it.
Seen a presidential candidate who won all of the primaries, in this case Joe Biden, 14.5 million votes, removed from the ticket coercively. I mean, he was asked to resign, and
that's crazy.
From what we can tell, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and other operatives suggested that if he didn't, there would be consequences. And their argument was he was not doing it very well in the polls and might cause a lot of damage down ticket as well as lose the election. But I think there was general consensus that cognitively he was not up to the level expected of a president, which was ironic because the argument then, whether inadvertent or not, was that he was not cognitively fit to be the standard bearer for the Democratic Party, but he was cognitively fit to serve out the next 5 months on his term. And in a way, we've nullified the vote of 14 million candidates. We've never had a nominee of either party in the modern era who either did not win the delegates at the convention or has never entered a primary. It wasn't that Kamala Harris hasn't won a primary. She's never entered one. So the machinations necessary to remove one elected candidate in the primaries with a preponderance of the delegates and then put another candidate in his place, that was unusual.
So there's a lot of rumors going around about Dandere soap causing health problems, and honestly the rumors are true, because if you ever looked into the ingredients of Dandere soap, they're terrible. It's an endocrine disruptor. It causes allergies, eczema. It even affects the nervous system function of babies. And if you ever just looked up like who owns Dandere soap, that should just be enough said. I promise you, look up who owns Dandere soap and come back and talk to me.
Every passageway in the Great Pyramid slopes at an angle of 26 degrees. That's not an accident, because the exterior of the Great Pyramid slopes at an angle of 52 degrees. 26 plus 26 is 52. So the internal corridors and passageways slope at half the angle of slope of the pyramid itself. Mathematicians were clearly at work. As you enter the pyramid, you're going to go up an ascending corridor, which also slopes at 26 degrees. Then you're going to find yourself at the level of the Queen's Chamber. And then you're going to be confronted by the Grand Gallery, which is 150 feet long, almost 30 feet high, a Corbel vault. Astonishing piece of engineering and architecture in the heart of this gigantic monument. And that's only what you can see with the naked eye. Most people who go to the King's Chamber don't realize that there are 5 additional chambers above the King's Chamber. The floors and ceilings of each of those 5 chambers are floored with blocks weighing 70 tons each. Blocks of granite that were brought from Aswan, 500 kilometers to the south of Giza. There's been a very interesting scanning project on the Great Pyramid using muon rays. This has detected a large number of other intriguing cavities within the Great Pyramid. There appears to be an entire second Grand Gallery above the Grand Gallery, which nobody's got into.
F-47 jet.
Ooh,
F-47
jet. That thing looks so sick, dude.
But it's the first jet in 20 years that they're bringing out. Costs $300 million to make.
Shoot. Each one?
Yeah.
Hold on.
But they're calling it the F-47 because of President Trump being the 47th president. No joke. But they said it will be the most technologically advanced fighter jet in existence.
I want to see videos of this thing.
They said that this thing can also fly unmanned, like AI could fly it.
That's scary.
It goes crazy fast too.
Here's my thing. We believe in direct energy weapons. And so are we really just committed to not releasing the fact that we have one and are using it? Like, what's the point of a plane if you can, like, you know,
well, I mean,
Star Wars something?
The F-47, it says that it has that laser capability now, the DEW on it.
Well, you don't use a satellite and do it like that?
I don't really know.
That's an interesting.
Go ahead.
That's an interesting thought, though, because if it is off of planes and not space, then we could look at like flight logs and stuff and see.
Why don't we start weaponizing trains?
Trains are the future.
You guys are so silly today.
I've drank too much caffeine.
That just sounded like another of Lily's idea inside that meeting. By the way, before I go,
wait.
Trains.
Everyone, shh. Listen. Trains.
Locomotives. Hey.
The steam engine.
You can see it now.
Why use gasoline when we can use water? Steam engines. You still need coal. No. Oh. Anyways.
Afghanistan is so that you can't even comprehend it until you're there. He goes, once you're there and you see it and you understand it, you become so cynical. You're almost like, this culture is like unfixable. And he's like, most people just don't know that a place like that exists. That's so just down to its core. So he was talking about how these guys have these boys that they have as their harem.
The number 9 boy.
What's that?
That's what the Egyptian Special Forces called him, the number 9 boy. He's the boy that gets...
Why number 9?
I don't know. That's what the Egyptian Special Forces called. But every Afghanistan village had what do they call it? The Chogi boy or fucking
something like that. Yeah.
But basically the 12-year-old that gets...
He was saying these guys have harems, and they would parade them down the street to show they have the most boys.
Do you know Angie Stone? No. Okay, she just died, right? And before she died, she was speaking out about how Universal Records owes her a lot of money. Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all these people who created a catalog that's worth billions, they barely getting by. Eventually, you look at your circumstances and you can't take care of your loved ones, and it's like, wow, I'm supposed to be worth billions. Like, where's all my money? And you get to the point you want to stand up and try to fight for your money. And it's like, why when they stand up? Why when R. Kelly wanted his money, why was he indicted? You know what I mean? Why when Angie Stone tried to fight for her money, she died? Why when Whitney Houston wanted her money, she died? Why when Prince started talking about this stuff, he died? Eventually, people got to start reading between those lines and see that there's something going on behind the scenes.
Coachella, what the hell are you doing? We have been stuck in line for nearly 10 hours. We showed up here for camping at 3 in the morning and got in line. It's almost 1 p.m. right now. We still haven't even gone through security.
No thanks.
And everyone around us has been here for just the same amount of time. It's 100 degrees outside. People's cars are overheating. They're running out of gas. There are no bathrooms anywhere for us to use. There's staff porta potties people are being denied access to. People who've been waiting there in their car for 10 plus hours. People have literally been using the bathroom behind bushes like animals, and they paid like over $600 to be here. This whole experience has been so disappointing, and it's been extremely dehumanizing. People are pissed, the news is here, people are fighting and cutting each other in line. Someone in my group got sideswept being cut in line, and another woman literally got hit by a car because she was trying to block them from cutting in front of her. This is a complete shit show. I don't know what Coachella's gonna do to fix this, but it better be big.
I think I would have took a $600 loss after waiting in line, y'all. What's the big deal about Coachella? I don't know. I would have took a $600 loss, made a U-turn, come home. That's just me though.
I just got back to New York City from my trip to China, and here is what a subway looks like in the most expensive city on the planet. And here is what the subway looks like in Shanghai.
Flawless,
just
mop floors.
Jack Kennedy was killed because he wanted to get the CIA under control and him back in control of these covert UFO-related programs and associated programs, energy, propulsion, all of it. And Alan Dulles, who helped start the CIA with the billionaire Paul Mellon, whose grandson I've been working with, he very interestingly said, what he said was, they were going to put through a federal review process. And I know RFK Jr. said this on some years ago on, I think, Larry King. And that President Kennedy was going to basically dissolve or totally reform the CIA. And in the process of that, Jack Kennedy fired Allen Dulles, who had been instrumental in forming the CIA after the Roswell crash in 1947. And because of that, they said, oh, no, you're not. And they set up an assassination with multiple patsies and all that. So we know that that's the case. And I have people in Europe as well as in the U.S. that have information on all of that. I think also Bobby Kennedy, Sr.
Girl, China said, fuck them tariffs. They are offering a 13% cash back on any purchases from American citizens. And not only that, they're going to give you 280 hours of visa-free entry into China to go shopping. No paperwork, nothing to do, no visa needed. You can just go to China and buy whatever it is you want. They said if America wants to try to keep American citizens from buying foreign goods, good luck. Because not only can you come here and buy the same shirt that you would buy in America for $40 and buy it there for $21, they also took away all prosecutions from fake brands. So they used to prosecute retailers who were making knockoff brands. They said, not anymore, honey. You can come buy all you want. They're not prosecuting any of their citizens for making knockoff brands like Nike, Versace, Gucci, none of that shit. And now they're going to give you 280 hours travel free to come on over there and buy whatever it is you want with a 13% instant cash rebate. I think y'all fucked around with the wrong one, man. I can't even hold you.
Like, isn't it crazy, y'all? Like, when this stuff was going on with Canada, I'm just speaking from what I saw on TikTok, right? I wasn't in Canada. I don't know what's real, what's not. But, you know, we saw these Canadian TikToks of them saying, like, we ain't buying America. We're buying Canada. Like, we're riding with Canada. We're proud to be Canadian. America's doing wrong. If they're doing right, they're doing wrong. I don't care. I'm Canadian. I'm riding with them, right? And then you see America, like, taking China's side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would go, like, there, she's pretty much saying, like, she ain't gonna do shit. She's just on here talking, but, like, I'm gonna go over there and shop. I agree more with China's doing than what America's, like, not riding with our side. You know what I mean? Whether he's wrong or right. And this is America. You got to ride or die with your side, right? You have to. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that is that just an American thing that not everybody, don't think I'm saying everybody, I'm just speaking. Like, is that just in America where people are like we got a lot of Canadians that are watching, I know when all that was going on, probably still, like, you guys ain't buying American vegetables or whatever. You're sticking with your side, right? Like, what's going on with America? Why are we so divided? Like, I have an American flag flying in my front yard, and that's considered, like, that just means to American people, like, you're racist now. Like, you can't even fly an American flag. I still do, but, like, you don't see them driving down the street. It's a mind trip, y'all. It's crazy.
The worst
Can't talk today, y'all. My mind's all.
Alcohol is related to something called alcohol. Alcohol is literally an evil spirit, and this gets in your body, and they say it changes you and almost possesses you. Literally, they call it a spirit. Alcohol, they say, literally physically lowers your vibrations to a state where you're not like your higher self. So if you believe that we have the ability to be higher vibrating individuals, just meaning good energy, they say alcohol numbs that. That's why I don't drink.
Like, it does, y'all. And there's a reason why food does, highly processed food does. It numbs you. It brings down your vibration. That's why on every corner there's a fast food, there's a liquor, something that sells alcohol. I'm not going to say a liquor store because those ain't really in no more, but a gas station, a Walmart. Every aisle on the Walmart, 90% of all those groceries in there lower your vibration. There's a reason for that, right? Now, I had a family member recently that I heard, he went through some hard times, and he was, like, in a rehab, not drug rehab, but like a health rehabilitation center for, he was ill, right? And they were feeding him good food and all that. And I heard, he was starting to dream, He was like, when I get out, I'm gonna do this. I want to do this. I want to do that. Got home, went back to his old ways. 180. People were saying like, man, you were so good. You wanted to do all these things and now you're getting kicked out. You're, cops are coming and you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why and I struggle with this, y'all. This is why my vibrations are down right now. This is why I can't get what I want to say out. Like when I was just talking, I wanted to get something out, but I just couldn't get it out. I couldn't get it in my mind, but there's a reason why there's something on every corner to lower your vibration, y'all.
Is revealing they have technology, deep sea technology to cut cables.
Correct.
If you don't know, the infrastructure for the internet is pretty much hidden on the ocean floor.
Yep.
So it's been proposed that we could weigh a hard drive before data is encoded on it, and then again after data is encoded on it. Or take a hard drive that has data encoded on it, weigh it, erase the data, and then weigh it again.
Right.
There will be a mass differential.
Okay.
So there's mass inside a computer that's not anything to do with the microchips or the transistors or magnetic tapes or anything. It's a hidden mass.
Oh, California, what will you think of next? Turns out in Oakland, if somebody graffitis your property and you don't clean it up within 10 days of the city notifying you, you can be fined up to $6,000. Guess what the penalty is for the person that actually did the graffiti?
Yeah.
$1,000. That's right, because Oakland.
Where are the tapes? Why is everyone talking about the flight logs and the files? Where are the tapes? This guy was clearly taping people to blackmail them. Where are those? I don't know what the legal process of this is, but like, because I think technically it's like, yeah, okay, you can't just like distribute it out and let everybody watch it. But isn't there a way that like somebody has to sit down and watch it and see who is implicated in this and see who, like, I just don't. And there seems to be, I think there's a lot of LARPing with this administration going on right now on this topic. But does anybody really expect that we're actually going to get to the bottom of this? Because I don't. And that in itself just tells you what a sham this whole goddamn system is. One of the things that's so amazing about the Jeffrey Epstein story, right, is, I mean, you have all of that. And then, of course, the end of it, which is just like, wait a minute, wait, what? Hold on. He's in, like, the most secure, like, prison. And then he gets... The cameras go out and the correctional officers don't fill out the log and he's found dead. I mean, it's it's just, but when you look at it in totality, there's just like no getting around the huge indictment it is of this entire, like, everything. And I mean, even the fact that even the Trump administration, when Pam Bondi goes, we're going to release all of this information. We've only redacted what needs to be redacted for national security.
The meme.
Like, why does anything need to be redacted for national security? Like, I'm sorry, you're and we can't tell you everything about it for national security. Why would that be related to national security? I mean, there's just, it's like, and I do think there's something, and it's very interesting because, you know, like we talked briefly, was that on air before we were talking about Sam Harris kind of like criticized me a little bit for not having the credentials to talk about some of this stuff, which, you know, like I even said, okay, he's got a point. But it's like one of the things that like guys like Sam Harris will talk about a lot is that like, look, we need trust in institutions. And this is his big thing where he goes, you know, these people like Joe Rogan and Dave Smith are just tearing down the institutions. And while I recognize that's an issue, I also think we need trust in these institutions.
It's like Sam Harris.
Well, it's like, yeah, but what? Yeah, well, if you talk in that tone, then it means you're not being emotional and you're only being logical and rational, which is like, I actually don't think is appropriate when you're talking about. That's my take on it. But it's like, okay, so where are these institutions I'm supposed to trust, man? You're telling me that is at least in some degree associated with national security. Like, what? And how could you possibly have this story? Like, if you did care about the trust in institutions, then you should be even louder than me talking about, like, you gotta tell the truth on this story. Otherwise, we'll never have trust in these institutions.
I'm the same.
I want to talk to you about the story of the crystal skulls.
There were 13 heads, and it was purported that the Navajo, the Anasazi, the Mayans, the Aztec each had one. The most famous one is the Mitchell Hedges skull, which was found in the Yucatan by Anna Mitchell Hedges. She reached into a cave. She was with her grandfather, and it was around 1926, and she reached in, and there was an oilcloth covered item in there, and she pulled it out and opened it up, and there was the two-piece detachable jaw Mitchell Hedges skull. Beautiful skull. The Hewlett-Packard engineers did a test on it in the 60s. They said it could not have been carved by a lapidary, by tools. It had to have been polished over hundreds of years, over centuries to get to the shape that it was. So they said it was a polished item. Let's see. There's the Mitchell Hedges skull. There's the Phyllis Newman skull named Max. She has to put it in the closet because it talks to her. The man that took care of Anna at the end of her life eventually had it and got it. It sat in Grafton, Ontario for many years, and I never saw it, but people said when they walked into the room and she uncovered it with the cloth she kept it in, that there was an immediate feeling of well-being.
This is your reminder that there are secret underground cities all around you.
Do you
Watch
remember
this.
this TikToker who suddenly died after claiming that he discovered a giant on top of a hill? Just months after his mysterious death, another man went viral for claiming that he saw a giant entering a massive secret door in the mountain.
Right up there. That thing was open. It opened completely.
Secret
up,
doors
and then
all
it closed
over,
back
yo.
up.
He described
Yeah,
it just
that'd
like
be
the recent
freaky
video of an
if you saw
alleged
that
giant
hiking.
sighting. The difference is that the giant door has a peephole in it.
And there's a little slot in it right up there. You can see that little slot where it looked like somebody was staring out of. Dude, giants are freaking real. I don't care what anybody says.
This video instantly went super viral. Immediately, fans requested that he go back and investigate further, and he immediately did.
We're going to get up there. We're going to get what we need to get done.
He also noticed suspicious marks on the way to the alleged giant door.
The spot in the mountain right here, as it goes up, that's really worn different from the rest of the hillside. It looks like drag marks, like something's dragging something up there, like continuously dragging something, like pulling something up the hillside.
But his next video started to scare his fans. He realized that he's being followed just like Andrew Dawson.
We just been staying
Government
kind of low
agents,
key.
yo.
When I wake up in the morning and I'm going, this is what I run into. It's down the road. And then sometimes it's up the other side of the road. And sometimes it just follows me around town. And there's a white truck that does the same thing.
He's not faking it because he even caught these white trucks on camera.
The government is hiding so much right beneath our feet, y'all. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Stay weird. Are these just glitches from the camera or reptilians revealing themselves? Check this out, y'all.
I want to ask you 5 questions. I think I put it. Here we go. We ask every
Liquid
big famous
crystal.
star. And guess what? You're in the running game. Organization that works in over 150
Watch how she
countries.
slowly
And my
moves.
job was to meet with teenagers who were living in exclusion, who were living in extreme poverty, or living with HIV, and write their stories.
It's a very
Listen to their
gradual
stories and
process,
write
the
it.
shape-shifting.
And so, I mean, I obviously learned so much from these
What the
kids.
hell?
I learned from Anna. in
See, the old
particular,
cameras used to
who has
catch
lived
their
an extremely
skin.
difficult life. I learned to live each day to its fullest.
Called liquid
Doing any kind of
crystal.
mission.
One morning, I'm done for the weekend, and so I'm just gonna get away and spend time with family and friends and just enjoy it, relax for once. Kind of a fat chance on.
Watch how it morphs, y'all.
Isn't that?
What do y'all think? Are reptilians among us, or are these just glitches in the camera? As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
Now people are starting to realize what these fast food companies are about. What these fast food companies, their real intentions were this whole time. That KFC commercial is trending everywhere. So many people are so surprised. And now they're like, yo, don't eat KFC. Well, it's not just KFC. I mean, many of these restaurants show you what they're about. They show you a lot of symbolism. Like I tell you, Satan runs everything. He runs everything of this world, fast food included. And if Satan runs it, do you think the food we're eating, I'm not going to say we, I don't do fast food. Guys, you should learn how to cook because it's a great skill. Learning how to cook is a great skill. But Satan runs fast food, and the people that do eat it, y'all know it's bad for you, but you don't understand the extent of bad. You know, you don't understand what that company represents and the things they do behind closed doors. Like, I kid you not, these commercials at these fast food chains, the commercials they put out, they put it in your face. They show you all this demonic symbolism. They show you who's running the company. They're showing you who is the owner of all of these companies, you know? The food was never to be trusted in the first place. It's called fast food. We all know it's like processed meat and things like that. But once you look at it from a spiritual aspect, eating food straight from Satan is crazy. And to be real, Satan has gotten to everything. The foods in our local stores are all fake. You know, nothing's real anymore. Everything has so many things sprayed in it and things like that. So it's like, it's hard to even find good food nowadays, but fast food is trending that is bad because everything is in our face since it's those times. Since we're in the end times, Satan is just showing us things. He doesn't even care. The enemy doesn't hide anything no more. So he's showing exactly what they're doing to the food. He's showing exactly what's in our food. But like, and people will still not believe, right? People will still not believe that there is a spiritual, personal motive for all the things that is pushed out to us. People still won't believe. When it's in your food, when it's promoted towards the food you eat. Like I say, if you're blind, you're blind, bro. You're blind, because how could you not see this? People are starting to see this, but they're not seeing the spiritual aspect. They're just seeing a KFC ritual. Why are they doing rituals in a KFC commercial? The golden egg, all of that, yes, all of it has symbolism. All of it is a biblical. All of it is. And people still won't believe. Be careful out there, y'all. God bless.
Determine what state should be, quote, safe from an alien invasion. Number 1, Virginia. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3, Massachusetts. Number 4, New York. Number 5, Minnesota. Number 6, Florida. I'm so glad we're in the top 10 because honestly, I spent my nights wondering.
You said this is a spiritual revolution. What are the signs that you see of that? What do you mean by that?
Well, if you read the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, it's all there, and then I see it happening. It says that during these big times of change, that you'll see the best out of the good people and the worst out of the bad people. And some people you thought were good are going to really activate and show you their real cards, that they're really your servants of evil or really slaves of evil. Then you're going to see some people you thought weren't good that are going to be touched and make the decision to be strong for liberty. That'll be some of our greatest champions.
Yes.
And that you're not going to really see people in the middle anymore, that big middle of people passing the buck. God said you were hot or cold, you were lukewarm, I spit you out of my mouth. And so we're going into really the beginning. It's going to get way more intense in my view. I mean, if any prediction, it's that. People think things are wild now and tumultuous. This is going to be seen as the calm before the storm. So there's going to be nowhere to be in the middle. People are going to have to choose a side. And those that have chosen evil, chosen the establishment, chosen the satanic world order, are going to get deeper and deeper into their devotion, their hysteria, their violence.
We need to make sure that absolutely everybody sees this video, because this is officially now one of your last reminders that there is going to be a full pink moon that's happening tomorrow. So April's full pink moon is now rising this weekend tomorrow, and here's how to see it and why it's so special. Obviously, everybody cares about the timing so that you can see it. So tomorrow, the full moon is going to reach its full phase at 8:23 p.m. Eastern time, but you're not going to want to look at it at that time. If you want to be able to see the moon with all of its crazy color, you're going to want to look at the moon right at moonrise, so right after the sun is setting and the moon is on the horizon. If you want to make sure that you watch it at moonrise, here's some of those times on different locations as an example. If you want to make sure that you do not miss it, you're lucky, because I'm going to live stream the entire thing on my TikTok channel. All you have to do is go to my live event right here on my profile. If you want to make sure that you absolutely do not forget, just make sure you add me on my profile, because I'm going to give you one more reminder tomorrow. There's been a ton of comments on my videos from people saying that the moon is not going to have any color and it is not going to be pink, and that is completely untrue and false. If you want to pause and understand why the moon does have color whenever it's rising over the horizon, you can pause and read this. If you want more information as to why the moon does have color when it's rising over the horizon, you can also look at this. Like I said, we're going to stream the entire thing with all of our telescopes, so make sure you add me. Do not forget, come to the live event tomorrow.
Someone tell me if recycling is real. I'm 94% sure that it's a made-up scam. It's the biggest scam since the Diamonds Are Forever campaign. Everything goes to the same place, nothing gets recycled. You can't change my mind, but you could try in the comments. Do it now.
Crazy ass guy.
Why is Vegas so empty on a Friday night? Like, no traffic. Usually it's packed, and no hay nadie.
It's Friday night, y'all, in Vegas. Friday night. That's crazy.
Or you think is it because it's raining? No, it can't be because it's
Even
raining.
on a Tuesday, Vegas is more packed than that.
There's like barely any people.
Vegas is dying, y'all. I've had some good times out there in my lifetime.
Oh, sorry.
think I'll be going back though, unless Mama Bear wants to go. I'll ride, but up to me, I'm good.
What is it?
Why do I want to go somewhere called Sin City?
Okay, so hold up. Now you're telling me not only do we have plasmoids in the sky and drones searching for the plasmoids, but now we have a vortex under the ocean where another civilization has been living for generations? I feel like every day I wake up to something new and something crazy, but at the same time, something that I believe because I believed it in my core being for my entire life. But these creatures apparently were discovered. An investigation under the water happened, and they found this civilization that's been there for decades. At what point are we going to get photographs and like HD video of all of this? Because I can see it in my mind's eye, but I need to see it and I need physical proof of it. So have you guys heard of this civilization that's now under the water? I feel like I can't keep up with things.
Amazon has announced that it's canceling inventory orders from China. What does that mean? That means if you're a supplier, a store, that you tend to send inventory out of China directly through Amazon, that's been put on hold. If you have a storefront on Amazon that you also sell to Temu and TikTok shop, and you're again ordering straight out of China to the Amazon fulfillment center, that's come to an end. We're going to see a disruption in availability, disruption. Prices are going to get higher due to the tariffs. Amazon doesn't want to get stuck in the middle of this. And they probably have to recalibrate the way that they do shipping costs and so forth because of what's happening with the tariffs and China. So this is developing, more to come. Stock market is absolute junk again today. I'm not even going to watch it. It's wild swings in both directions. It's so news driven. Whenever a market is that way, you can't really play with the market because one article comes out and boom, it flushes, and then another article comes out and then it pops. Gotta go. Grandkids calling.
Do you want to hear a cryptid story?
I would love to hear a cryptid story.
The more research I do, the more identical they are. So again, we have two hunters who are out in South Carolina. These are avid woodsmen. They're camping, they're sitting at the fire, and as they're winding down, they begin to hear what sounds like drumming. Something's like with force hitting something. They start to get up, and before they see anything, like every other story, they smell something. Just it's like swamp and rotting flesh. They use the descriptor copper, kind of like a blood-like copper-like smell. They put a flashlight up and immediately glowing eyes, tall humanoid creature, long arms to the ground, and they freeze in fear. And the thing like postures up, dude pulls his gun, fires a shot, hits it, and it lets out the loudest roar they've ever heard. After getting hit, it doesn't stop. It keeps running at them, and they get in the truck, and the proof that they have is the tailgate of this truck has claw marks through the back of it, but instead of just being like punched, it looks like tinfoil that's been peeled back.
Oh my gosh.
But this thing with glowing red eyes and the brake lights chased them for a quarter mile before giving up the pursuit. A quarter mile, this thing's roaring and running them down a hill. They've never gone back to the woods. This was in 1987. They've never been back.
I mean, that's like the Mothman, just like it chasing them for miles.
In that region of South Carolina, there's like legends of a lizard man, and it fits exactly with other stories where people have reported similar things. It's terrifying, dude.
Cave systems in the mountains. I guarantee that's where they're all coming from, man.
They're finding glass in the middle of the Sahara Desert when they dig. Molten glass could only have come from an atomic explosion. So a civilization that no longer is here destroyed themselves. We're in the 5th civilization right now. We've had 4 other previous ones that we think we know of. And they're finding this glass substance in the middle of the Sahara. Well, you can imagine when an atomic explosion with the heat and pressure, sand, the silica, forms glass under heat and pressure. So they've got these glass shards, some of them big, digging them up 20, 30 feet below the sand in the Sahara.
There's this guy. It looks like he's wearing a uniform like we are. He's got this really weird
run, like his arms are kind of flailing behind me. Then I began to notice his skin tone looked like he might be hypothermic.
So he looks pale? Is that what you're saying?
He looked like an albino with a very bluish kind of undertone. As I'm starting to open my door to try to, administer aid to this guy, the dude in the front passenger seat screams he's got no ears. And then I close the door and I look up and he's got no freaking ears. And his eyes are twice as big. And I just am like, yeah, what the hell did I just walk into? I'm starting to freak out, but then he starts to talk to me and it's not my language. Understanding is like coming into my mind. So I know there's a telepathic thing going on here. He's like, hello, I'm having trouble with my craft. I need some repair material. Do you know where I could find some Tritium? I pointed towards the mountain range and I said, Dreamland's just over there. And this wave of emotion hit me like disgust. Like, I'm not going to talk to those barbarians and murderers.
Walmart in 2005 was insane.
Good old
this
days.
lady's cart, bro. Like, what does she have in there? Bro, she has at least like $700 worth of groceries in that cart right now. Literally every checkout lane is open right now. Every single one. I can count like there's 9. 9 checkouts are just open, like at the same time. I mean, look how busy it is too. Like, you never see this anymore. Like, you walk into a Walmart these days, man, like, you never see this many people just walking around. Never.
The swag.
Something I didn't even realize was the ceilings, guys. The ceilings are like all those, like, the metal now, right? And it used to be like more warm and homey, and now it's just like, it's just
Open.
garbage now.
Yeah, that was Thanksgiving week, November 21st.
Do you remember this man? Do you remember these 3 men as well? Right, well, if you're one of the people that have no idea how these 4 men are connected personally, then come into the comment section and you will see comments from all of my followers who are some of the smartest and brightest bunch on this whole entire app, and they will explain to you how these 4 people are connected and what makes them connected. Now, if you're one of my followers and you already know how these 4 people are connected and what makes them connected, then again, come into the comment section right here and just drop for all of the people, because believe me now, there is many people still that have no idea how these are connected. So for all of those people, come into the comment section and just drop everything you know about these 4 people and what makes them connected. Oh, and if you're not following me yet, what the flippin' heck are you doing? Follow me and then come over onto my page, tap this notification bell at the top of here and then click all so you don't miss none of my future uploads.
Our modern day school system was started during the Industrial Revolution 100 years ago. Right. And the purpose of that school system was to raise factory workers who would be compliant, follow directions, do as they were told. You look at all of the industries in our world today, and education is like the only industry that's basically the same as it was forever ago. Now there's minor little changes and adjustments, but basically you're dealing with a teacher in front of a classroom going through the material at the same pace for everybody, and at the end of the school year those students move up to the next grade whether they know the material or not.
As you can see, that gentleman just walked out of that fire exit just then, and he was wearing a suit. Now, really funny, that's really interesting that there's a lot of people in suits walking out of this fire exit, but look at where we are. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the middle of Miranda, Westfield. Okay, this is crazy. And as you can see, check this out. Normal fire exit, what, right? That's just a normal fire exit, but guess what? Watch where it leads. Look at this.
Creepy. I don't think this is the back of the mall though, because this camera is HD now. But for entertainment purposes only, right?
KFC has done it again. As if their latest commercial wasn't already enough, these people then went and said, okay, we gonna make a toothpaste for your smile, y'all. So if you don't remember, I'm gonna refresh your memory. So it started out weird. These people was doing some weird movements. It's two people in the middle. They start levitating and shit. Then they going through the woods. They doing some weird movements. And then you see a golden egg. They up there picking up the golden egg, blah, blah, blah. And then they take a guy to the water, or I meant to the grease or gravy, whatever you want to call it. Dip the man in there. Put him all the way under. When he came up, this man was a chicken tender. So now they come up with some toothpaste. Talking about it's finger licking good. Why the hell would toothpaste be finger licking good? They want to do everything but cook the real chicken. I just can't believe it, y'all. It's like they like, hey, wake up and brush your teeth with our new grease-flavored toothpaste. And I wouldn't even be surprised at this point if they come out with some gravy mouthwash. To me, this feel like step 2 of some weird brainwashing experiment they trying to do. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments. And are y'all gonna be using this toothpaste? And are y'all still eating KFC chicken?
Terrence Howard came back and he said this, y'all. And this is what they do to get other people involved in their bullshit. Puff did it to Jennifer Lopez. Puff was so close to Jennifer Lopez's personal assistant that he used to do favors for her. Just to know what Jennifer was doing, she used to pass that information on to Puff. And Puff used to say to her, yo, if it wasn't for me, you understand, she would have fired you a long time ago because she had did some shit and Jennifer was going to fire her. But Jennifer didn't fire her. She kept her on. So now Puff used that as a leverage. So Puff did not go straight to Terrence Howard because when he was looking at Terrence like this, Terrence wasn't giving no vibe. So what he did was he went to his personal assistant and tried to feel out what Terrence was about and probably what Terrence could, would, should, or maybe would do. Tried to fill that out. Shout out to MREC TV. We about to do this whole big show and we gonna show y'all evidence.
Ladies, if you have blinds like I do, make sure when you have your blinds, do not put them down this way, especially if you're on the first and second floor. The reason why is that this lining down here, when you walk, they still could get to see you. They know that you're there. If you walk in naked, that too. And if you're on the second floor, they can see everything too. So what you have to do is put your blinds, this has to be facing up, right? Now, the curvaceous side is facing you, and it's outside that they can't see you anymore. So make sure your blinds are faced the right way so you don't have weird people peeping toms watching you.
Wouldn't it be crazy if China has been buying up farmland all throughout America, specifically beside military bases? I guess it would also be crazy if this 4chan post from November of last year actually lays out exactly what Trump's doing with the stock market right now. That's weird. Anyways, here's the map. So you can see they own like half of Utah. So these are Chinese-owned farmland across America. But I want to point out some things to you. You can see here they own a lot of Hawaii land. And, you know, you can see here they own a lot of North Carolina land as well. Southern Texas, Florida. And look at California. Now, is that not the exact line? Is that not the Palisades Fire? Are we using the weather modification weapons to target Chinese farmland? Or are they using it and now they're targeting all the military bases in the USA? Let me know.
1,000 hospitals. Contracts with 10,000. McDonald's has contracts with 10,000 hospitals. Why? The Ronald McDonald House. I have so many. A lot of the fast food stuff lately. If y'all saw my video on the KFC's newest commercial where they're dipping that person down, they're coming up as a chicken tender. Have you looked up Soylent Green? SOYLENT Green. It is like a soy additive that you can add to like food, and apparently, from what I have read, it comes from like dead bodies, and they're putting that in our food. But I did just read that McDonald's has 10,000 contracts with hospitals. I've just been really disturbed this week by the fast food news that has come out. So y'all can catch me at like Longhorn. You can catch me at Logan's, Texas Roadhouse. Fast food, I think I might be done with it. Anyways, if I'm missing something on why they need those contracts, can you tell me? Because right now, like, I'm a little disturbed. I'm a lot disturbed. I have questions. I need answers. Somebody on here knows, and I know you know. Help a girl out. Please tell me. Don't get fast food this weekend, you guys. Just
in the school system, they don't want us to learn about money because they just want to pump out good employees that do what they're told. I mean, if you look at school, it's opposite of what it takes to be successful in real life. Don't make a mistake. Do as you're told. Take tests by yourself. Don't cooperate. Do it by yourself. Do it on your own. And there's only one right answer. No, there's tons of answers to a problem. So you come out of school scared to death of making a mistake. You do everything on your own. You don't cooperate. There's no synergy. There's no brainstorming. And there's only one right answer. Everybody wants to get the right answer. There's no one right answer. So I think people come out of school paralyzed. I think the school system is criminal in that it kills a child's spirit of learning. You know, a child goes into school all excited about, yeah, I'm going to learn and it's going to be great. And then the teacher says, sit down and shut up.
Hey guys, has anyone noticed anything interesting about their tax numbers this year? I have. It's usually like, you know, like a couple hundred or something that you owe the government. And now it's in the thousands in a way that's a terrifying number. And it's more terrifying because I went onto another tax filing website because I was like, maybe I'm doing this wrong. And then that website's also giving me those numbers. I'm not done yet, so maybe something's gonna happen and they're gonna be like, pranked you. But my friends are saying they've got these numbers. We are not wealthy people. This is not an amount of money that we can just be like, yep, here you go. Take that much money. I'm not gonna feel that at all. That's like that's several months of rent money. Like you could buy like a car type of money. Just wondering.
I got a theory. I was expecting to get a good return on my taxes this year. I had a house last year, nothing but interest. My YouTube stuff, everything was a write-off. Cell phone, electricity, the room, the camera, the laptop, the microphone, the desk, my cell phone bill, right? I don't know how taxes work, but I thought maybe I'd get a big sum back. Broke even. All those write-offs, all that interest from my taxes paid everything off that I owed. So I don't know, y'all. This is kind of like your own business, though, YouTube. But I didn't make a lot last year. This year is going to be different. But last year, I didn't make that much. But they don't take no taxes out, right? You got to make sure you pay attention to all that while you're making your money. So I guess that's why. But I guess taxes kind of reward more people that have like W-2s and 9 to 5s more than people that have their own business. Call me an idiot. I don't know a lot about business. I'm learning. This is my business. I need to learn it. But I was expecting a little bit of money to come back, but I got nothing. Had to pay her $150 to do my damn taxes.
Self-checkout. Maybe some of you already had this thought. Okay, like they got to be put in place for more than just efficiency. That can't be it. It's not because it's faster. It's not because they can't find people to do the job. I'm in Walmart right now, and there's about 100 people in line because there's only self-checkouts available. Yet there's tons of employees all over the store stocking shelves. They're honestly everywhere. There's hundreds of employees in here. There's not a single...
And those damn people won't help you. Like if you're in something that's locked up, like a radio or something, that's what I was looking at, a radio or some paint cans. All those people walking around, they won't help you. Oh, I'll get somebody, and you'll sit there for 10 minutes. Like, ridiculous.
Single register open with a person working at it. And it's not just here, it's every store. I'll say most stores. But why are they letting us do it? Why do we have to do it? Why do they trust us with that when they know they probably shouldn't trust a lot of us with that? Let's not act like we don't know people that abuse the system. I'll say allegedly. It's just my theory that I think they want to know who they can trust.
They abuse the hell out of you.
Who's a good citizen and who's not. I think they want to know who the good citizens are. Then again, I don't even know if they would care. Educational and entertainment purposes, of course.
This is not an AI rendering. My mom's cousin's daughter sent this picture to my mom that she saw randomly on a post on Facebook of just old photographs. And she sent it to me. I thought she was joking around that this was AI, but no. 1 second. Here is a side-by-side. We have the same eyes. We have the same nose. We have the same smirk, the same body type. Look at our eyebrows. What is happening? I need to know who this is. I looked this picture up on Google Lens, and the only thing that I saw was a Reddit post saying that this was their grandma from 1910. I don't know how serious they were. And there was a post about Lily Duffy, maiden name Lily Nay Greer or something like that. Don't know the validity of these sources, but I'm not the only one seeing this, right? Do your thing. Whoever knows who this is, please reach out to me. I need to know who this is. I'm deathly ill right now and I'm making this video anyway because this is just insane and kind of creepy.
Have you ever seen Alexander the Great's ruins in Afghanistan?
Dude, I don't want to go to Afghanistan.
Photographs.
No.
Nobody wants to go to Afghanistan.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the problem. Archaeologists can't go there to study them.
Yeah.
But they have ancient Greek cities.
I know.
They look like beautiful ancient Greek cities that are in the middle of Afghanistan.
Yeah. That's sick.
My friend who served over there was telling me about it.
Yeah.
He's like, you go there, you can't believe what you're seeing. He had a bunch of pictures of it. It's like you're in Athens.
Did you guys hear about the physician in Michigan who intentionally misdiagnosed over 550 patients with cancer and treated them? And then you wonder why I've taken the position that I would never take chemo. Do I think this is isolated?
Never say never.
I really don't. That's my opinion, but I really don't. Do I think every physician is out here doing that? Of course not. But it's a no for me, intentionally. And he admitted it in court. Did I say this already, that he was sentenced to over 45 years? 45 years, which isn't enough. Intentionally. And made over $17 million. See, that's the problem. He said he spoke in court and said he allowed sin and greed to overtake him. And that's the problem with the industry, is that there's too much money to be made. And unfortunately, when there's that much money on the line, unfortunately, human nature.
Sad.
People get caught up.
Whole families.
In the love of money. So I will maintain my position. No chemo for this nurse. Absolutely not. I don't trust
that's
it.
A nurse.
Do you know why we'll never bring a manufacturer back to America? Manufacturing is gone. It's automated. You think people in China are making things by hand? No, it's by robots now. This is why union is so important. That's why the Communist Party of China, or CPP, whatever you want to call it, they're protecting the people because everything's getting automated in China. Like, there is no manufacturing jobs. It's like saying we're gonna bring farmers back. No, farmers are gone. Like, we're being replaced by robots. It's been going on for decades. However, if we educate and invest in our people, maybe we'll be creating these robots as opposed to being replaced by them. Huh? Maybe, huh?
As I'm walking, look. I just walked up. I'm walking up Adriatic. What the fuck is this? I don't even see where that shit hanging from. Where that shit at?
Weepy.
Oh shit.
You see their mom?
I'm missing you.
In my opinion, all of Diana Ross's children are victims. All of them.
Say it.
You see their mom? She'd use anybody to get ahead. That's just who she is.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry.
I don't know why she would let a demon like Andy Warhol paint her daughter when he was involved in, and he was also involved heavily with and dark with his friend Jean-Michel Basquiat. You know, Andy Warhol and Jean-Michel Basquiat, they were the best of friends.
My son climbs cell phone towers for a living. Is there anything I can do to help protect? Barefoot grounding would be one, but I hate to tell you, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but your son might not live too long. I had a lot of people who've reached out to me who were putting up those towers in 2020 and 2021 with the 5G rollout, Operation Warp Speed, and they are all very sick. They have leukemia, they have illnesses, they are really, really messed up. So my advice, your son gets a different job. And I'm not trying to be, rude about it. I'm just trying to say, for the sake of his health, it's important that he gets a different job. When you look at all the people who work on radios, radar, all of these things, cell phone signals, cell phone towers, they're all sick and they all have health issues. And they can't figure it out until they quit the job. And then all of a sudden they realize that's what was doing. Same with going into the book Dirty Electricity. When the teachers left the areas with the cell phone towers, their illnesses went away. So as soon as all those cell phone towers started rolling out, people's diabetes started going through the roof. And they've known this for a very long period of time because Dr. Samuel actually told everybody about this. But you know what? They don't want to tell anybody that they already knew this.
I thought the last 30 days of high school was the weirdest phenomenon, which was everyone was in their cliques, and out of nowhere, after 3 and 7/8 years of everyone living in their own worlds, everyone kind of came together and intermingled.
I remember that too, actually. Everyone coming together at the end.
I watched it consistently when I got into high school. The 3 grades above me, and I had 2 younger siblings. It happened for them. I stayed very close to this concept. I used to have this dream that I was going to make a movie called The Last 30 Days, and it was the last 30 days of high school. I'm probably gonna make it.
That'd be dope. We're in need of a good high school movie, right? Like a super bad, an American Pie. It's been a while since we got one of those. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. Like I was saying, y'all, if you guys could tell my talking, I just couldn't get to the point, right? I couldn't get to the deep-rooted point. This morning, I woke up, I felt weird in the mind. It was cloudy. I came up here, turned all my lights on, had everything set up, and I was like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. Not in the mood. Went downstairs, drank a glass of water. I said, you know what? I need to wash my car. I went out there, washed my car. That's what we need to do as humans, y'all. We need to do. We need to do. We're meant to do, right? And I just wasn't in that zone, so I made myself. I know what I need to do. Made myself clean my car. Mama Bear had a big old heart the Walmart brand Heart container, like a 50-gallon container. I don't know how big it is, but I organized my garage, put some stuff in there. It's full. I got rid of some stuff in the garage. Like, I did things to get my mind right. Did that, came inside, had lunch. You guys got a good hour banger coming to you guys. So that's what we need to do, y'all. Whenever you're having a down day, do some things that you need to get done. Promise you, it'll turn your day around. You'll feel better. I'm still not on point, but I'm so glad I came up here and did this video, y'all. So you guys got to leave a like for that. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. It's Saturday night. Hope everyone has a good night. Let me know down below what's going down. What are you guys doing? Nothing much over here. Probably just gonna go on a nice hike later. I got me a nice New York steak out, defrosting. It's probably already defrosted. That's gonna be dinner. On the way home from the mountain, get a couple pounds of carne asada for tomorrow. It'll be soaking in that seasoning and that juice overnight. That's what we're having for tomorrow. This is Segovia, signing out of the Man Cave. Hope everyone has a good, safe, great Saturday. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on the best day of the week on Sunday, y'all. Have a good one. Later.